Gibbs to be the workhorse, says his head coach. Dan Campbell talked about it today. We know he's the workhorse. We don't need to hear that necessarily, but damn, it's nice to hear it. It just is. And at the end of the day, we know Jahmyr Gibbs is the 1.1 in fantasy. We've been talking about it from Jump Street, from January, before the 2026 NFL Super Bowl. We came in here saying 1.1. This offense is going to be off the hook. Everything goes through Gibbs. Yeah, Monty's gone, but they bring in Pacheco. Pacheco will still get used. Smitty, what do you think about that? Gibbs is the 1.1. But not only do we have that to celebrate, something we already celebrated here on this channel, but we also have a Bhayshul Tuten news sighting. And this one continues to put Tuten in a position to be the workhorse himself. Rodriguez, undisclosed injury, remains absent still from organized team activities. And there's a little bit of a growing concern as to when he'll be available, what is going on, why is he still out? And Tuten continues to get a foothold on not just the number one running back workload, but potentially workhorse volume. Because once Tuten gets going, there's no slowing down the Tuten. You can't slow someone down that is tooting like Tuten will in 2026. The Fantasy Football Show, breaking news edition, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. That show begins right now, pal. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news.
But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10.
Got him.
Got him is right. Bell cow is right, Sick Nasty. Gibbs, the bell cow. Already the bell cow. We knew this, but it's just glorious to see. It's just damn exciting to just see Campbell go out there and say what he's saying. And because we know we're getting maybe a 15 touchdown Jahmyr Gibbs this year. We're getting somebody that could eclipse 1,900, 2,000 total yards. We're getting somebody that we don't want running the ball 22 times a game. We want him to continue to kind of be what he's been. But just knowing that he will be force-fed in a way that's going to produce number one overall all running back numbers. You look at Bijan, and Bijan, you could say arguably is the most well-rounded running back in the National Football League from top to bottom. Pass catching, nobody can top him on any specific thing. He just, Gibbs is tied with him for this, but no one's like topping Bijan. Bijan's, his speed's there. Gibbs is a little faster. And if you look at this right here, if you go to thefantasyfootballshow.com, for those that don't know, thefantasyfootballshow.com is the best place to go get your not only data and stats and analytics and all that amazing stuff, but like I'm going to grab this right now. I'm going to screen grab on thefantasyfootballshow.com the fastest runners. Where's the speed data? Let me see if I can find that speed data for RBs. This is crazy because when you look at Jahmyr Gibbs and you look at Trey Henderson, here's the speed data right here. Jonathan Taylor, these are the fastest running backs in the National Football League. So let me put the speed metrics up on screen. And you can sort by all this data on thefantasyfootballshow.com. It's just the best place to get not only trade calculator information, player pages, all that. I go visit thefantasyfootballshow.com and tell me it's not the best site you've ever seen before you even buy it. You're just going to look at it and say, damn it. Jonathan Taylor, number one fastest run last year, 22.38 miles per hour. Jahmyr Gibbs second. Jahmyr Gibbs third. Jahmyr Gibbs fourth. Yes, Bijan's there too. Saquon Barkley's got 2 spots. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, Trey Henderson. These are the fastest running backs in the National Football League. And Bijan's on there. So what I was just saying was that Bijan, nobody's doing anything better than Bijan except for Gibbs being maybe faster. But how much faster? Bijan's one of the fastest running backs in the league, clearly. So, but the thing about Bijan is he sits in a little more volatile environment. And if you've got to pick and choose between Gibbs and Bijan, Gibbs, you want to go with the offense that feels like it's guaranteed to live in the red zone on the regular, the green zone, on the other side of the 50 at least. I'm not saying that the Falcons are going to screw Bijan. I'm not saying the Falcons are going to screw Drake London. But when you look at St. Brown, you look at Gibbs, you look at Jameson Williams, these are guys guaranteed to be in the red zone and to eat. They're going to eat full course meals. This is going to be such an amazing year for these 2 running backs. And as we get into the second player of conversation, we just talked about our boy Gibbs. Now it's time to reference Bhayshul Tuten, who is just consuming every opportunity he can right now as Rodriguez. And again, for those that just coming in, Lions coach Dan Campbell said that running back Jahmyr Gibbs is his bell cow now. He will be force-fed. He will be given all the work he can consume. He is now the bell cow. Chris Rodriguez, on the other hand, is not present. Chris Rodriguez is unfortunately missing. Undisclosed injury, remains absent from organized team activities. We don't know what it is. Tuten keeps getting work. Tuten keeps absorbing and consuming. Everybody that says Rodriguez, he has experience with Liam Cohen, back in college. So does Bhayshul Tuten. This man was drafted by Liam Cohen. This man played most recently with Liam Cohen. If we're going to try and measure what the likelihood of a player having success because he has ties to his coach, why wouldn't we use the fact that his coach just drafted him? His coach just used him. He played for his coach more recently than Rodriguez did. I don't understand this narrative at all. It's like saying that your one son that you have has a more connection to you than another son that you have because the other son, back in the day used to be my son. Well, what about your current son? Like what are we talking about here? Tuten was handpicked by Liam Cohen. And this is going to be an explosion fest over in Jacksonville this year. And Bhayshul Tuten's one of my most drafted players. I couldn't be more excited and more thrilled to watch him garner the starting job, warrant your 4th and 5th round consideration, get him as late as you can. But let me explain something to you for those of you that think, he won't get enough work. It's going to be a divide. It's not good enough, Smitty. Let me school you on a couple things real quickly. Hey, Kruger 2.0, I have a question for you. How much percentage of the rushing attack was Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit in 2025?
About 60% of the Lions' rushing yards in 2025 came from Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr? Yeah, okay. Jahmyr Gibbs. 60%. Etienne, Travis Etienne, Echane, over in Jacksonville. He's now in New Orleans, but last year in 2025, what did Etienne get percentage-wise in his offense? How much of a percentage was he of the rushing attack? I'll explain something to you real quick. This guy takes forever.
Etienne was about 57% of the Jaguars' rushing yards last year. He had 1,107 yards out of the team's 1,956.
And percentage of the running back usage. What was Etienne? Percentage of all the running back usage. He's more accurate than Kruger 1.0, but he takes forever. That's the only problem. But we know he's looking.
He handled handled about 65% of the pure running back rushing attempts. Out of the 406 carries by actual RBs, he had 260 of them.
If we take Tuten's workload that he had, given the percentage of work that Tuten had, if we give Tuten the same exact rushing percentage, 57, and overall running back usage of 65%, what numbers would Bhayshul Tuten have? What will he produce this year based on last year's numbers if we extrapolate like that? This is going to be enlightening here.
Bijan would put up monster.
Bijan?
If you plug his efficiency from
not Bijan. Are you listening to what the hell I'm saying? I'm saying Bhayshul Tuten, who was the backup running back in Jacksonville last year behind Travis Etienne. If you take Etienne's 57% rushing usage, his 65% overall running back usage, we take Tuten's numbers from last year and apply them to that same percentage that Etienne got, 65%, 57. What kind of numbers are we looking at for Bhayshul Tuten, the running back, the current starter now in Jacksonville in 2026? This guy's... No, AI is not replacing nobody in the next year or two. What is this nonsense?
My bad on the name mix-up.
Yeah.
So Bhayshul Tuten, the rookie who backed up Etienne last year,
Bhayshul
ran for 307 yards on 83 carries, 3.7 yards per carry, plus 10 catches for 79 yards, and 2 receiving TDs. If we scale him up to exactly the same workload Etienne had, 57% of the team's rushing yard share and 65% of the running back carries, we're looking at roughly 260 to 270 carries, 960 to 1,000 rushing yards, plus another 250 to 280 receiving yards if his pass game usage scales the same way. That's a legit 1,200 to 1,300 yards.
Now, let's say he doesn't get 3 point whatever a carry. Let's apply his 270 carries to a modest 4.5 yards per carry. And let's say he pulls in on the same type of workload that Etienne got. Let's say he pulls in 52 receptions. What kind of yardage and touchdowns are we looking at with that kind of production? 270 carries, 52 receptions. Give me the yardage and give me the touchdowns. Bhayshul Tuten. No wonder they can't get their names right.
At 4.5 yards per carry, that's 1,215 rushing yards. Add 52 receptions, scaling up his rookie receiving role to match Etienne's heavy involvement, and assuming he keeps around 8 yards per catch like he did last year, you're looking at roughly 410 to 420 receiving yards. Total from scrimmage, about 1,630 to 1,640 yards. For touchdowns, Etienne scored 13 times last year on similar volume. Tuten's already shown a nose for the end zone with 7 TDs on limited touches as a rookie. So on this massive workload, I project 12 to 15 total touchdowns, maybe split 8 to 10 rushing and 4 to 5 receiving. That's a legit RB1 workload with big numbers if he stays healthy.
All right, so you heard it there. That's the projections. And the reason I did all that, I'm sorry it's so long-winded with this damn Kruger 2.0, but he's at least accurate, is that we need to stop thinking about Bhayshul Tuten in a timeshare as being a negative when Jahmyr Gibbs was in a 60-40 split last year and was still a top 1 to 3 running back. And that even Gibbs's workload role probably only going to give him 70 to 74% of the work. If it even goes into the 70s, wouldn't even be surprised if this 60 just turned to like 67%. And so for everybody that thinks that there's Etienne leaves, but he's not going to get Etienne's full workload, he's going to be splitting the carries. Etienne was splitting the carries. Etienne produced a monster line, was a running back 1 in fantasy, and he only got 57% of the rushing work. Etienne only got 65% of the receiving work. If Bhayshul Tuten gets these exact same percentage ratios and averages a modest 4.5 yards per carry, he gets you 12-15, 400 receiving yards, 52 catches, 270 carries, 1,600 yards, 12 to 15 touchdowns. He's a running back mother freaking 1.
Let him cook.
Enough said. Enough said. Have I explained myself? Does everybody understand what time it is and why Bhayshul Tuten is on the rise? Does everybody understand why your Mickey Mouse argument from a Mickey Mouse content creator that you're repeating because somebody else told you, Smitty, somebody else told me that it's going to be a committee. It's a committee over in Jacksonville. Rodriguez, let me read my cliff notes from the Mickey Mouse content creator. Rodriguez has experience and ties to Liam Cohen back in college. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the ticket. I just explained it. He doesn't need to be the sole running back. ETN just showed you that. He goes right into ETN's role. Rodriguez is needed. If Rodriguez can't get healthy with the undisclosed injury, somebody else is going to have to come in, LeQuint, and take over the Tuten role because ETN is now Tuten. Tuten is now ETN. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. And Tuten's going to the moon.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
And I don't think he's on the moon. He's on...
Men dropping loads and he's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
To Mars! Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
That's all I've got to say about that. Now we've got this little piece of news, ladies and gentlemen. Little Georgie Boy Pickens update. As we said the other night, there's no way he's not showing up. ESPN's Jane Slater reports the Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens, who's currently on the franchise tag, who signed the franchise tag, which means he's not holding out. Why would he hold out? He's going to get docked. You wouldn't sign if you were going to hold out, if your intention was. So Georgie Boy Pickens will be in attendance, quote unquote, at mandatory minicamp, according to ESPN's Jane Slater. All things we knew. But he is making a statement right now. And, you don't like that he's not present right now. It's always a good thing. Bo Nix's ankle, according to Sean Payton, his head coach, he thinks that he'll have more of a role at mandatory minicamp as Nix gets better and stronger and faster with the ankle. And honestly, he's out there jogging and sprinting, and there's a lot of footage of that. I'm not too worried about Bo Nix. Tank Dell participated in team drills at organized team activities on Thursday, which is great news. There's no contact there, but we'll see where he is when they start allowing contact and see where he's at. Tank Bigsby, a must cuff by people that have Saquon Barkley. You better damn well have Tank Bigsby, who honestly should be higher up. I don't even know if I like this Jones and Claiborne situation because I just draft Claiborne by his lonesome, but he is a cuff. So that is an important one. I don't know. I just don't think Aaron Jones is even worth mentioning. And they got Jordan Mason, but Claiborne is definitely somebody that I don't want to put down low, but I don't want to put him with his cuff. I think his cuff is garbage. You need Pacheco with Gibbs. You need Barkley and Bigsby together. And Bigsby's kind of a crafty standalone player, but I would say that this is kind of up there in the 7, 8, 9 range. Pacheco, Gibbs in the 7, 8, 9 range. Samson's kind of important, but these are the important ones right here. Probably the top of the line handcuffs. But this report here, Philadelphia Voice, talking about that they believe Eagles running back Tank Bigsby could see an increased workload this year, some more snaps. And man, if anything happened to Barkley, Tank Bigsby would be very valuable. And we've always loved Tank Bigsby. When he got traded, there was a thought that they might trade ETN and not Tank Bigsby, and then they traded Tank Bigsby, and it was kind of a shock because of the contracts. It seemed like it would be more likely that they'd hang on to Hank the Tank, but they didn't. And here we are now. He's in Philly. They're going to run heavy. This Philadelphia Eagle offense will have a lot of 12 personnel. A lot of people thinking they're running some 3 wide receiver sets all the time so they can use Mekhi Lemon. It's not going to happen. I mean, he'll get out there. He'll do well. Do well as we expected. We expected, not as well as other people expected. People think Mekhi Lemon's going to the moon. He ain't going to the moon. He'll be lucky if he gets into the stratosphere area and does one of those skydiving from what looks like you're in space, but you're not. and comes back down to earth occasionally, this is going to be a 2 wide receiver set system a lot of the time, running the damn ball. And if they overwork Barkley, and Barkley's had tons of carries, this man might just go straight to the moon. Maybe even Mars if he gets in there. Wouldn't be shocked if I even put him on like the Moon Man list. Or, you know, what would be a very fitting place, a midseason monster list. And I don't say this because I want anything to happen to Saquon. So just to be abundantly clear, Casey Concepcion, who's dropping footballs, by the way, is still on a midseason monster list, or midseason monster list, more so than I would say the Moon Man list. Brazel, same thing. These guys are rookies. Malachi Fields, he's a rookie. So some of these guys are going to take some time to get on their horse. Claiborne, love Claiborne. So I think, you know, Tank Bigsby on this list. I don't know if he'll stay for right now. I think it's important to throw him on. I think Tank is an excellent addition to this list. If I could just find his damn graphic somewhere. There it is. Tank, you know, not wishing injury upon Saquon, but if something happens, this man could absolutely be a midseason monster. I think that's all the news I really have to share with you all right now. We're just going to get straight into the phone calls. Super chats will be handled in order in which they're received. I've got Landman, aka Snowman, over on the Rumble. Shelly, Turbo, Aldi, appreciate you. Thank you for all you do. In the YouTube world, our first in the building was Barry, followed by Peanut Butter, followed by Brett, and then Travis. And Brett, appreciate you being here. William in the house. Rock, appreciate you. Jimmy in the building. Caps, my boy. Dial into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show.
I love what we cooked up here on the board here. And I love, more importantly, that people don't know ball. They say things like ETN, Tuten's not going to get that workload. ETN, he's in a committee. I love when people don't use their brain, or they don't know ball and they just think, they gloss over a very, very surface level. Tuten's not going to start. He's not going to start. The thing you got to understand is that Liam Cohen's offense makes it so that ETN numbers from last year get produced off of 57 to 60% workload. You only need Tuten to be at 55 to 59%, and you're going to get a 1,500 total yard player and 12 plus touchdowns. He starts getting above in the 65 range. That's when you're getting a 1,615 touchdown Bhayshul Tuten. Bhayshul Tuten scoring you 10 to 12 touchdowns, 1,500 total yards at a 55% clip, let's say. So that's where we're at. You don't understand that? I'm glad. Why? Because more for me and you. So let the people hate. Let everybody act like Bhayshul Tuten's in an uphill battle to get the kind of work he needs. It's laughable to me. Absolutely laughable. How many ETN owners are thrilled by Kamara looking sharp at OTAs? Tron, no one's scared of Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara is probably getting traded. And Alvin Kamara is a fantastic handcuff, but nobody's scared of that, Tron. Absolutely nobody. You wasted your time even typing that back. You won't get that time back. You won't get that energy of you typing that out back. That's gone. Tuten is on a lot of my teams. It better be. Arrogance, appreciate you dropping the $5 super chat. Smitty, my wife grows tired of hearing you on my phone at all times. Please give Miss Miller a standing ovation. Okay, ready? Here we go. Miss Miller, I want everyone in here to give a standing ovation to Miss Miller. And by the way, Arrogance, this is your fault, not mine. Your wife deserves flowers. Your wife deserves an Amazon book of choice right now. Your wife deserves you to pull up Amazon and say, honey, pick something under $25.99 right now.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Miss Miller to the moon. Now, I do have to ask Miss Miller a question. This question is directly to Miss Miller. Miss Miller, what other channel is going to give you a standing ovation?
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
What other channel is sending you to the moon? Miss Miller, no channel. So I believe we deserve a little bit of grace.
The moon.
Because no one ever is going to spend time to do this. So we care. That's kind of the main point here. Thank you very much. And enjoy your Amazon book. Please purchase something around the $22, $23 range to account for tax. That way, Arrogance can still super chat $5 tomorrow. Who's on the line right now? Travis?
Yep.
What's up, my boy? You're live.
Yeah, like Chris Rodriguez, he's solid, but he's always been a backup to me. Like, and he can obviously fill in for a starter well too. He showed that last year, but he signed backup money. I know people keep saying, "Oh, well, they went out of their way to sign him," but it was, I think it's let's see, 2-year, $10 million with 6.2 guaranteed. That's backup money. So I actually like LaQuint Allen as much as I do Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah. My wife gave up 2 years ago. She knows what time of the day it is and what I'm doing. That's funny. Sick nasty. Sick nasty is beyond roses. I think Allen is probably one that we watch, or we look at the cuff board and we say, maybe this ends up being the actual cuff. And yeah, it is funny how people, I don't know what it is. I think the Rodriguez love is very similar to any of the other nonsense we hear over and over, where it's just a lot of loud people that own Rodriguez, and they're just kind of like, well, what about Rodriguez? Like, Tuten is, let me put it this way, 20 times the talent that Rodriguez is. But Rodriguez is pretty good I don't care if he's pretty good. No one gives a crap about Rodriguez being pretty good or okay. Tuten can be amazing. Tuten can be elite. And maybe Tuten is not Marshall Faulk. Maybe Tuten is not Jahmyr Gibbs. In fact, we know he's not. But we've seen many running backs in fantasy football over the years that have Tuten's skill set that become top 5 to 10 running backs. Just because he's not the same exact talent. Look, I love Chase Brown, but Tuten and Chase Brown are in the same ballpark. They are great players. They are not the elite of the elite. But if in elite situations, they can hang with the elite players. That's just the nature of fantasy football. That's, again, the Arian Foster is never even close to Barry Sanders or Marshall Faulk or Tomlinson, but Arian Foster could outscore him in fantasy or score just as many points as in fantasy. So Chase Brown lives in glory, so he produces glory. Bhayshul Tuten also lives in glory. We just saw ETN not even get 60% of the rushing attempts, and we saw ETN not even get more than 65% of the overall running back workload, and ETN just produced, what running back was ETN last year?
I want to say 10.
He was fantastic. And on top of that, it's like, I believe Tuten's better than ETN. I like ETN a lot, but I think Tuten, for what he does and how they'll use him, this guy can consume 15 touchdowns on a 65% overall running back usage. He could get 14, 15 touchdowns. Hammer dropping a $20 super chat over in the Rumble machine. So did he finish 10? Was it 10? Did you find it? Or?
Yeah, it was 10. RB 10.
Yeah. And I mean, I think Tuten could be like 7, 8, 9. I'm not expecting him to be 5. I'm not drafting him for that. You got Love.
We talked about it. Doug Martin and Mark MJD are two guys that profile very similar to Tuten.
Yeah.
Size-wise, what they did.
Yeah, this is, as Hammer said, this is a phrase you hear on this channel a lot, is situation is king. And situation turns players into superstars. Chase Brown is a superstar. Chase Brown is an elite fantasy football player. But how much of it is environment doesn't matter. It's the old psychological thing. What turned the guy into a serial monster? Was it his environment, or was it his nature? Was it nature or nurture? Nurture or nature, it doesn't matter, right? Sometimes you can't tell. You don't know if this guy who was raised right by a good family becomes some serial monster out there in the world. Was it because he just had that horrible nature? Like that's how everything works. And Bhayshul Tuten, Arian Foster, Chase Brown, the right combination of environment and situation with even lesser nature and the abilities that he brings physically to the table that a Bijan brings, the situation can rise him up. And that's why it doesn't matter what Chase Brown is. Chase Brown is what Chase Brown is. Tuten's going to be what Tuten's going to. Tuten wants to toot. There's nothing you can do about it. He will toot. He will toot.
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf.
What do you think about these projections? And like, are you thinking that Tuten's going to get less than 1,200 rushing, less than 400, even if it was like 350 and like 1150? What are you thinking here?
Let me see what you had again. So you had, what was it, 12, 15, and 400? Is that what you said?
Kruger 2.0 said 1215 and 400. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to end up very similar to what, he can be very similar to what ETN did with more receptions, more in the passing game.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned, what was ETN was 260 carries. You mentioned 270.
Yeah.
He had 1,107 on the ground, and then he had 36, 292, and wow, he had 6 receiving touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
ETN.
Yeah. 12 to 15
some
scored.
more yards.
Yeah.
But
12.
Yeah.
Even if this was 350 or whatever, but this is what.
No, I think I like 400. I think he can do that.
Yeah. We got 50 gifted memberships from BBQ. It's not even what was it, gifting membership eve or whatever, or a day.
Yeah.
I think that was the day before. I think he's doing that in July 17, I think.
Yep.
By the way, on that, this guy just comes in and drops fire. BBQ, thank you very much. Where's my BBQ?
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf.
BBQ. Guys, thank BBQ if you get a gifted membership. The man, the myth, the legend. Drop a BBQ emoji. Drop 2 bold predictions, says John. Yeah, BBQ, you do need a couple bold predictions you need to drop. You owe us at least 2 with all the gifting you're doing. Please. Drop them on the screen and we'll drag them on. Jahmyr Gibbs, nothing changes really, which is funny because like he is the workhorse no matter what. But for some reason, fantasy football worlds wait for this kind of thing, and they just need to hear it, whatever. But he was already going 2. Does this make him lock into 1? Bijan's been going 1.1 pretty regularly lately. I think this might flip him into the 1.1, which
it might.
Which
there's
sucks,
a weird
but
narrative, like where I see people like, oh, Bijan without a doubt, and it's like, and I mean, I'm the biggest Bijan guy there is. Like I even said in Dynasty, giving Bijan long term, whatever, it's close, but you have to give the edge to Gibbs for redraft. Like it's crazy not to.
I don't even know how people aren't. I mean, you go to thefantasyfootballshow.com, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the best stats information you're going to find, I think, in my opinion, on planet Earth for this stuff. And if you go ahead and look up Jahmyr Gibbs on the heat map board, and I have the start bench calculator as well, but I'm going to pull them up on the heat map board and just put them up on screen. So this is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs' heat map for schedule. It is the number 1 schedule in the league for RBs. Let me throw that up on screen here. There it is, screenshot of it. Oh, hold on. Here it is. Yeah, there it is. Jahmyr Gibbs, number 1 easiest schedule in the National Football League for RBs. Starts off against the New Orleans Saints, which isn't his easiest matchup, but then goes Buffalo, New York, Carolina, Arizona, bye week, Green Bay, Minnesota, Miami. New England's his only red matchup. And, you know, again, I say this not to suggest it's going to be far different or anything, but some of that ranking, because all of this is based off last year and some consideration, like the Rams, for example. I've already implemented all that. The Rams are a number. I'll show you the defensive ranks in a second. But some of that New England red does have to do with they had a really easy schedule last year, so they were able to produce a little bit better numbers against the run. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to take too much away from it because the stats are the stats. But that is their only red matchup. And you look at his playoff schedule. Minnesota, they're going to run the ball a lot. Minnesota's going to try and shut down the pass. The Giants, I think that's a great matchup. In Chicago, I think they can run the hell out of the ball against Chicago. So I have no problems whatsoever for weeks 15, 16, 17. What a great matchup. What a great beginning. What a great middle. Bye weeks placed beautifully. Gibbs is going to explode. And he's matchup proof. So even if you're like talking about this is against the run, he could catch 50 to 100 receiving yards at any moment during a tough matchup anyway. So almost has no impact. The schedule's like almost ridiculous to even consider when it comes to a Jahmyr Gibbs. And then what else was I going to pull up real quickly? Oh, defensive matchup. So this would be the best defenses in the league against the pass. Let me put that up here on screen, or at least let me put the top defenses. Tell me if you agree with this top 15. This is the against the pass right here. And then this is, let me just grab the against the run. So tell me if you agree or disagree. If anybody in the chat agrees or disagrees strongly, not like maybe one spot different, but this is the run. So this can be located on the board, what's called the schedule board on thefantasyfootballshow.com. And here's the run. I moved and I had to manually change some stuff because last year's numbers don't do the Rams service. Here's the pass on the left. Here's the run on the right. So I have Minnesota as the number one passing defense. The Rams, I have 5. KC's 5. Rams are 6. KC's 5. Phillies 4. Chargers 3. Buffalo 2. Minnesota 1. Do you have any team that you feel needs to be in the top 5 that's not being listed in the top 5?
Did you say it's against the run or total?
The left is pass, the right is run. Against the run, it's the Rams, Seattle, Denver, Jacksonville, Houston, New England. Again, New England's a little tough to judge right now. If anybody has a different, and this has to do, by the way, it's not just schedule or win percentages, what Vegas uses. This is data. This is yards against, touchdowns allowed, averages, 20-plus yard runs. This has an actual formula. No one's going to necessarily know exactly the inner workings of my strength of schedule, but this is not based on what Vegas is projected win totals. This is about numbers here. I don't do schedule based off of win percentages. That's nonsense, because we're playing fantasy football, not what teams make in the playoffs. But anything stand out from the right side run, the left side pass, and not even to change it, but the numbers you don't agree with, like happening and replicating.
I mean, the run looks pretty good to me. I mean, all things considered. Pass, honestly, I'd have to look into it more, because I actually didn't even realize Buffalo had that good of a pass defense.
Yeah.
And then I guess, I mean, Philly, KC, Rams. Yeah, I mean, and like you said, it's based off of last year, right? Right now, is that how it's figured, or?
This is based off of. There's nothing to base off other than some draft implications, and trade implications. That's why the Rams got a huge bump. But this goes off of last year's data. So he says Houston's top 5 against the pass. Smitty, they're not. Not by my calculation. I don't think I don't know what you're looking at, yards or something. Like, this is a combination of everything that is encompassed in passing defense.
Like, KC may end up dropping a little because they got rid of McDuffie, but like, we can't really figure that yet until we see them play. No, I mean, I think it's pretty good. I think people might be able to argue a spot here or there, but I think you got
Rams are gonna be tough. Rams are going to be so tough.
Rams are going to be real good, yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that a lot of people aren't considering is that, so to BBQ's point here, defenses take about 3 to 4 weeks to get going. What happens is, in this algorithm that I have, each week is gonna weigh heavier and heavier as the season goes on. Once we get to about week 5 or 6, the majority of the data will be driven by the 5 weeks that have been played, and it'll still have some foundation weight from the previous season that will trickle off and fall off just to help keep it grounded. But the formula is sound. But like for people saying Houston against the pass, you got to understand Houston is so hard to run on, even though they're only ranking 5 here. Remember the Rams kind of leapfrogged them, so they were 4 in terms of production. That they're so hard to run on. They have a good passing defense, but a lot of teams have to pass on them. So there's going to be a little bit more passing on them than running. So that's why you're rank. They give up more yards. This is all data that is actually driving it. It's not my interpretation.
Yeah, and then Houston, like toward the end of the year, Houston got gashed by Genty, so like that's gonna drag down their rush numbers a little bit. And when you're up in the top 5, I bet when you break down the numbers, you're pretty close. So you give up a big game, 1 or 2 big games, it's gonna pull you down a couple of ranking spots.
Yeah. To the guy saying not does BBQ choose who he gets the memberships? No, but you have to turn on accepting YouTube memberships in your YouTube account. So make sure you turn that on. Otherwise, he could give away 1,000 and you're not going to get it. So make sure it's turned on. Look it up in Google. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. Anyway, let me get these super chats out of the way. Appreciate you, Vader. Vader says, Miss Vader said she loves your voice in your videos. Miss Vader says. Miss Vader gets a standing ovation as well. Miss Vader.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
Miss Vader. We appreciate you. We salute you. Tell her if this impresses her even more, I got a 22-pound hammer in my hands right now. Swinging it like Thor. Okay. Thank you, Vader. Appreciate you. Vader to the moon. Arrogance says, she said you're welcome at the dinner table anytime. See, look at that. We turned Miss Miller's mindset around about this channel. And I wonder what she ordered from Amazon. I'm truly wondering. Probably something for the family, I bet, right? Something that's selfless. Like, I got the kids a game. Like something that Arrogance wouldn't do. Hey, Arrogance, you get a free $15 on Amazon. Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this computer, whatever, adapter. And you say, hey, Miss Arrogance, Miss Miller, would you like to order something? Here's a free $20 gift card. She goes, I'll get something for the kids. That's the way. That's the way. Not dudes think differently. Walker and Achane for Henderson and Hampton and Dynasty. Walker and Achane for Henderson and Hampton. Walker and Achane. You've got to take Walker and Achane. Number 1, Achane is like above Hampton, and then Walker's above Hendy. Even though we think it's possible Hendy could get above him, it's not. It's not even close. Unfortunately. Early tight end show was some great content. I wish that I could have done more early tight end drafting, though, because I did a whole early tight end spiel at the beginning, and then I couldn't even implement it, so I apologize for that. Love the targeted videos in conjunction with new website. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Hopefully tonight, maybe we re-implement it. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're gonna do tonight. Thoughts on Jonathan Brooks, bro? Held him and Tuten. I like him more and more as a guy that could potentially get an opportunity. I'm intrigued by what's going to happen. I'll say that. I do think
he stays healthy.
Yeah, I don't think Chuba's getting nudged aside very easily. And so I probably would say, like, tread lightly. Jonathan Brooks just disappoints you. All he's done is disappoint. He's still very young, and he looks pretty good, admittedly. But he's in shorts right now. Like, I could go out. Look pretty good on. You'd be like, oh, Smitty looks like he's ready to go, but like, are you really? We got to wait and see.
If you have Chuba, you might as well grab Brooks if you have the bench spot,
But I'm just intrigued. But I'm not like banking on anything. Tuten, we're banking on Tuten to toot. So appreciate you on that one. Thanks for the super chat. And then this final one, I believe this is all of them. Finally, your defensive chart is way off because Washington will. Okay, thanks, dude. Because Washington, the top 10 defense, top 5 against the run. My chart isn't way off at all because my chart is telling you what happened last year, and it's accounting for a lot of the stuff that has occurred in draft selections. Like you gotta understand, if you're trying to predict that Washington's going to be better, my chart isn't off. My chart will adapt to if they prove that. You understand the difference?
DC dude, kind of.
But thank you, DC dude, for the loyalty. So. Yeah, the loyalty is great, but it's not off at all. It's actually 100% accurate. Where are we at? Defenses usually take 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, again, the defensive chart will change as we go. You know what's beautiful about my thefantasyfootballshow.com start bench calculator, though, is if we put in, let's say, Barkley's such a good example because he has 2 different tales being told about his season. Is one's brutal, one's amazing. Barkley is the 4th easiest schedule in fantasy football. And my start bench calculator not only shows you the upcoming 3 games, but it shows you the playoff schedule as well as the projections for the current week. And so if I pull up Barkley's projections or his profile, you could say, on the start bench calculator, week 1, 70 yards, 2 receptions, 12 yards. Do I think he gets a touchdown? Maybe. I could see changing that to a touchdown, actually. I could see him punching a score in. I probably need to update that. This is going to be a 1 touchdown, 75 yards, let's say, 12 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. So expect me to add a touchdown. 4th easiest schedule. I'm sorry. He has what is it? Let me go over real quickly and just see. I think it's top 4 easiest schedule on the season. Heat map, Barkley, running back, 4. So he's number 4 on the year, but he's got the 4th easiest matchup in week 1. The 21st toughest, which means it's easy, right? The lighter colors. 24th toughest. And then playoff schedule, he has the toughest schedule. It says it right there. The toughest schedule in all of fantasy football. He faces Seattle, Houston, and San Francisco. The only way it could be worse is if it was Seattle, Houston, and the Rams. Like, this is brutal. And I forget if anybody has a all-red matchup. I don't think so. I think that is the worst one.
I think he might be the worst.
Javante's is pretty bad. Let me go to the playoff schedule season. Playoffs. These are the worst bottom 5. Oh, look, sucks for Tuten. He has the 6th toughest, but it says Rodriguez here in this box. So just envision it being Bhayshul Tuten, just the way it pulled it up. It only uses 1 running back at a time, or 1 player. I don't want to muddy it up with all the different backups. So the worst playoff rushing schedule: Seattle, Houston, San Francisco. Kenneth Walker, who's got New England, San Francisco, LAC. Then Bucky's got, or the Bucks, New Orleans, Atlanta, LAR. Singleton, or you could say Pollard, there. And then Javonte Williams has a real tough one. LAR, Jacksonville, but then New York Giants. And then Tuten has the 6th toughest. But I would say that, again, you look at what Tuten does in the air, he's almost matchup proof. So if we look at let's say BTJ or whatever, just to get a feel for the receiving schedule, where is he at? So yeah, 5th easiest. So you look at Bhayshul Tuten and you're like, okay, I can talk myself into, I don't care about the playoff schedule, because Bhayshul Tuten and the Jaguars and BTJ and Trevor Lawrence and the boys, they're all facing the 5th easiest passing schedule during the playoffs. Houston, which is moderately tough against the pass, of course. Dallas, and then Washington. So that's fantastic. So Bhayshul Tuten will be fine overall. San Francisco is horrible. So that's something to consider with Mike Evans, though. Jeez. Look at this. All red matchups for the Niners and that passing attack. Mike Evans, LAC, KC, Philly.
Wow. Yeah.
That's brutal.
That's brutal.
Denver's is pretty. Oh, I have Waddle in Miami. Still, I got to switch that. I don't know why it's showing that. I got to fix that over to Denver. I don't know why that's showing. It's weird. Because I did switch it.
JSN has a tough one, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Philly, LAR, Carolina. You know, there'll definitely be some like articles on, and again, all this can be found at thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'll definitely be doing some articles on like what are some good players to trade away or trade for based on the playoff schedules as we get closer to the middle of the year. But go check it all out at thefantasyfootballshow.com. I pretty much guarantee you're going to look at it and go, I don't even know where to begin. There's so much information here.
The chances that Evans will get better is tough, though, because that's two good teams, you know. It's not like it's one of these teams that you think, oh, they might take a huge downslide.
Yeah.
Chargers, Chiefs, and Eagles.
You just got to hope that Evans he gets a touchdown at 40 yards or something like that.
Yep.
Walker and Achane, overcome. Make sure you don't. That Walker Achane side, my boy. ETN and Higgins for Price in a 27-second.
That's Jaden Higgins.
Yeah. ETN and Jaden Higgins for Jadarian Price in a second. That's tough, man.
Kind of like a lateral move.
Yeah, I think, which side do you like? I'm trying to get younger. I think if you're building, then you go Price. Because ETN, I mean, like Walker and Achane, I did that one already. And then this one here from Husseini. $20 super chat from Husseini. Do I not have a video for Husseini yet still? Damn it, Husseini, I'm sorry. I thought I gave him one, though. Like a Chief one. I think that's what we did, but I think he needs his own video. Because, yeah, here's the Chief video that I did at one point. I don't even know where it is. Hold on. Husseini, hang tight, my boy. Let me see if I can find it. It goes here.
It's Chiefs season. Mahomes is scoring 45-plus touchdowns. Let them cook.
And I think we don't play that a lot because it's Mahomes getting 40 touchdowns after the ACL tear is hard sell. I don't think, I mean, I think he could, but like I don't think we expect it. So that's why I don't press that. I need to make you your own video. How far off is James Cook to Achane in your eyes? I know on the site it says Cook is a potential faller. I love him this year because he's a bell cow for Buffalo in a high octane team system. I wouldn't say he's a faller as much as, and I think he could dip a little, but I wouldn't say faller necessarily. If I worded like that, I'll look into it.
I think that's off the trade calculator.
Yeah, I think I would just say, like, yeah, if it does say, I mean, he is a little bit of a faller for me just because I don't know that the touchdowns will be the same. He's going to drop because you bring DJ Moore in, and I know everyone's going to say, oh, but he's struggling right now. It's freaking June, and I don't want to hear that DJ Moore, who's going to be one of the best screen artists in the league. He's going to have the most yards in the league behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to be Deebo Samuel. I just think that it's going to be hard for Cook to replicate, and I think he's getting drafted as if he almost needs to replicate. That's the only thing it doesn't mean I don't love Cook. I like Cook, but I think Achane's capable of being a top 5, 6, 7 overall player. I think Cook will be very warranted at the 12, 13, 14 territories. There's a little bit apart. Not a mile, but I'd want something trading it.
And I think on your site you have it perfectly. Like, if you do the straight-up trade, it's a 8% difference, obviously favoring HN, $5 difference. And under the faller thing, it just talks about adding DJ Moore. Cook is used one-dimensionally each game. He could finish 3 to 5 spots lower, could being the key word. He's not in a void, just a potential overvalued asset, meaning by a few ADP spots.
Yeah, let me put that up on screen. That's good because I think that definitely is how I feel. The calculator is so smart. If anybody doesn't understand that the trade calculator isn't just saying blah blah, like this is how it does it, right? They win by in Dynasty it's 22% though. Dynasty 22%. If it's
Sure.
redraft, it's different. It's like Travis said, but it says right here, and Travis just read it. James Cook. Cook was a beast in 2025. He certainly could still earn his ADP this season. That said DJ Moore. Exactly what Travis just said. He could finish 3 to 5 positional spots lower than his ADP. Could be the key word, as Travis just said. So just take a look at the trade calculator. Is always going to give you like more detail than you were expecting. It's fantastic. But I would say you need something significant, especially in Dynasty. But in redraft,
Yeah, it's important to know that.
yeah, redraft is closer. Thank you, Husseini. Appreciate you. This super chat from Sir Brooks. He says, I was offered A.J. Brown for a 28 first and 27 third that can become a 2 if I make the semis. That's weird. I get A.J. Brown in a 28 for a 28 first and a 20. Even if I assume it's a second, where's the 28 first going to be? I got Lamar, Henry Kittle.
I don't know if he needs them. So he's got
you got
Chase, Amon-Ra, Nico.
Garrett Wilson.
I'm assuming that's Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
And Pierce.
Go get the one for A.J. Brown. Like Travis said, it'd be one thing if you needed him, but you don't even need him. And if you give up the one with Breece Hall, upgrade Breece Hall before. I would or Kyron. Breece Hall or Kyron with that one upgrade. Do two trades,
And
I'd say easily.
Would you give up Garrett Wilson and Pierce to get A.J. Brown, or would you want to hold Garrett Wilson with his team?
I'd probably rather hold Garrett Wilson.
Because he's got so much up top there already.
BBQ says, give Husseini one of my predictions. He has been a great addition to the show. Is New Age Outlaw coming to Arizona? I don't think New Age is coming to Arizona. But New Age, I'll let New Age speak to that. But I don't remember hearing he is. And BBQ, thank you. Husseini, you heard it. You got a free bold prediction, so drop it. I don't know if BBQ dropped one of them, and he's saying give one away, and here's my prediction. I'll have to look for it. But for the Cats, New Age Jordan Love video coming soon. Yes, I'm still working on the Jordan Love video and Bryce Young combo video. I'm almost done with it. Give me just a little bit more time, Luis. Appreciate you very much. Luis to the motherfreaking moon. Luis season in the building. Husseini gifting 10 memberships. Husseini, thank you very much for gifting 10 memberships as well. Husseini to the motherfreaking moon. Husseini needs his video, and he needs it now.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you to you both. Husseini, drop your bold prediction. Travis, anything else? We'll be back at midnight. Not to rush out, but I'm going to probably clear the phone line here in a second. CMC's
I
going to
think we're good.
check Tumblr.
Oh, Luis.
Oh, Hammer dropped another $20 super chat. Yeah, he did. I'm sorry, Hammer. For some reason I thought that was the same one. My boneheaded brain didn't see it.
It's hammer time.
And Hammer, I see your message about CMC cooking this year. Seems like a new development on Hammer's bag, though. I haven't heard you talk about CMC.
Yeah.
But I will say that I'm drafting him in best ball once in a while, but I'm just cuffing him. Just make sure you cuff him. Houston is the best overall defense. They advance in the playoffs if they have anyone but Stroud. I think there are a lot of good defenses this year. I think Seattle and Houston. I don't want to say they take steps back. I just think that there are defenses that are just gonna, like the Rams, just gonna be unbelievable. So you look at Buffalo. I think is gonna step up. The Rams, Denver is gonna be amazing. Jacksonville's fantastic. Hammer, you always talk about Jacksonville's D. So it's just like Houston, Seattle. Their offenses. And I think Seattle's still going to move the ball down the field. I truly do. But Seattle and Houston, Seattle losing Kubiak, having to struggle a little bit more, having to throw a little bit more to get back in games and not be dominating anything. is going to, I think, have those defenses playing a little lower, giving up a little bit more yardage. But we'll see. Minnesota is just killer against the pass. So no one's probably unseating them. Maybe Houston could. It's hard to say. But everything will move. This schedule, or the strength of schedule, will adjust every game that gets played. So thank you, Hammer. Appreciate you. That includes Bryce Young. That includes Bryce Young. What does that mean? Thank you, Shelly. Appreciate you. Hammer, what do you mean includes Bryce Young? The Bryce Young love video? Yeah, it'll be both of them if that's what you mean. Travis, any final thoughts? Thanks again, Hammer. Double.
No, just in the chat, McKee said he traded Devonta Smith in a late 27 first for Ladd and Parker Washington. Do you like that?
Devonta Smith in a 27 first?
Yeah, a late one.
For Ladd and who?
Parker Washington. Good move.
Depends on the pick.
Yeah.
You know, if you gave up the number 2 overall pick and it's a top running back.
He thinks it'll be late. He says he thinks it'll be late. So.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
I like it.
I think, let me get Hammer. Hold on one second, Hammer. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Ladd's worth the late 27 first. If it was an early first, the only reason that would backfire on him is if he could have turned that into something else because it's a first. You know, like someone overpays. Sure. But past that, I mean, Ladd McConkey, I think Ladd McConkey's going to erupt. With, I think he's going to be Deebo Samuel, wide back monster under Malibu Mike. If anybody thinks he's too small, you don't understand what you're saying, because wide back has nothing to do with being big. It's not. He's not a running back. He's a wide receiver out wide. Has nothing to do with running up the gut. Hammer, you're live, young man. Thank you for the double. And another 20 gifted from BBQ. Another 20 gifted.
I smell meatloaf.
When I added I said, I think that Houston's defense is that good. And again, unfortunately, that was the worst quarterback performance I think I've ever seen.
Oh, other than
that's why I said, and you know, I'm a Panthers fan. And I don't like Bryce Young, but I think if Bryce Young's in that game, they win.
Gotcha.
Bryce Young is not going to put you out of games. He's not going to win you games.
I can see that.
But he's not going to put you out of it.
Like, I don't hate Bryce Young so much that, like, when Luis and I made that challenge bet that Bryce Young would be, he thinks he'll be 13 or higher, and I said no, he'll be 14 or, like, I'm not thinking I'm winning that slam dunk. Like, Bryce Young could creep into 13, 14, like, easily. Stroud, I don't think Stroud is a shot. I think he's cooked. I think the moment he walked up to Caleb Williams and tried to give him life advice on live television, it just all flipped. It just turned upside down. That's one of the,
depends on his line. I don't think he's good, but
yeah, his line's horrible. And his offense.
For me, with the CMC thing, where I pushed back was, I guess, when you were talking about efficiency. Like, for me, it's almost like when he's asked to touch it 400 times, I mean, he can only be so efficient. I love, PPR. He's going to get the checkdowns. I'm not so worried about his in between the tackles. He's still just going to get enough volume, even though Shanahan's saying, we're going to dial it back. He's still going to get however many receptions in the season. But I'm not so worried about the yards per carry when he was asked to touch the ball. Shit, it was like Kyle Shanahan wouldn't even let him come out of the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think if you cuff him, I think if you cuff him, you'll be okay. I guess the question
that system is going to be good if you have the cuffs. I mean, that system produces running backs.
Like in best ball, I'm fine with it. Like, I've drafted Christian McCaffrey. I'll admit I drafted him twice this week, which is probably going to shock people. But I drafted him twice this week, but I cuffed him. But I don't think I would do it at a crazy amount of percentage or anything. Whereas like Gibbs, if I could draft Gibbs in 100% of my leagues, I just do it. I don't care. If something happens, it happens. With McCaffrey, I can only do like, it's going to be like 4% or 3% of my best ball drafts. But I do want some. I don't want to not have Christian McCaffrey if he does go one more time. Not to mention, even if he goes, and weekly winners is a great place to draft McCaffrey. If you're kind of still hesitant, take him in some weekly winners. Because even if he played 4 games, got injured, and missed the rest of the year, you could win $20K in each one of those four weeks that he played. Because it's all 1 week at a time. No week is tied to another week. There's no playoffs, nothing. So, like, McCaffrey's great in weeklies. He's pretty good in best ball. And they just cuff him. But I would say that the volume's scary enough for me, just personally, to say I'd rather just have Kalen Black as a deep stash on a team, and then instead of McCaffrey grabbing, that Justin Jefferson or whatever, JSN. And I know you don't love JSN, but one of those players over Christian McCaffrey. And even if McCaffrey does what some think he will do, I'm fine. Like we bro fisted and say, you got a W, I got a W, boom. I'm not going to feel like I'm going to regret it because I'm getting exactly what we hope McCaffrey could do out of JSN. So that's more of where I'm standing on it, is like, it's not about like, could he do it? Sure. But everybody else around his ADP is going to do it unless they get hurt. So I'm really, really okay with not drafting him in non-best. Like, would you take Genty over him?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, because Genty will probably be there.
But,
100 times out of 100.
But I still want McCaffrey. Again, It's almost like a Derrick Henry. It's like Derrick Henry. It's like you're waiting and waiting, but he continues to produce.
Luis.
Maybe he's dipping a bit, but he, like, again, I feel like how many years, we're saying, Derrick Henry's cooked, and he's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I still feel like in that case, too, I'm not buying a lot of Henry. I've taken him a couple times. I like him in weekly. See, I think that's what really has saved me, is weekly winners allows me to indulge in drafting those players that I do want to say I'd rather jump a year early than a year late, but then I still get to take them. And it makes it a lot easier to stay on that track. Because if I can draft Henry and McCaffrey, even together, I've got them on the same team before in weeklies. That's enough for me. I'm gonna be plenty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I don't disagree that there's. By the way, BBQ, Luis, and Husseini and Luis both gifting 10 memberships on top of what they've already done. So thank you both, Luis and Husseini, and then double BBQ, and then Hammer with the doubles, and then who else dropped a $20 super chat over in this mug? Over on YouTube, we got Luis, as I said, Husseini, as I said, and appreciate you all. What else you got, Hammer? Anything on Gibbs or Tuten?
Yeah, for Tuten, I guess I'm not really sure where all this Rodriguez is coming from. I just don't really even see how. I don't know who's like. It's Tuten's the starter, and it's kind of end of story. There's really, again, I don't know if people watched last year, like they had to keep Tuten off the field. Like that's how much as a rookie, even the fumbles he had, like ETN just had to play that good. Like I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way. Like
no, you are
the starter. Like
yeah, I was showing the other shows. You said, I don't know where this Rodriguez is coming. And I was like, I know exactly where it is coming from. Rodriguez.
Yeah, he started on the Commanders. That doesn't, and I guess he played for Liam Cohen, whatever. And
so did,
I don't.
So did Tuten.
Yeah, the guy, he drafted Tuten. Physically drafted him.
It's like Steve saying, "Oh no, that was his ex-wife. He used to be married to her, and his current wife's well, I'm married to him now." Like, what are we talking about? Right. This Rodriguez nonsense is wild. Like Tuten's his guy. Like he's literally his coach. Handcrafted him, selected him. Rodriguez used to play for him. Great, that's fantastic. Well, guess what? He can, you look at these numbers here and you say 57% ETN, 65% total. Look what ETN did. You don't think Tuten's going to get at least 55, 60% of everything? Like that's a low number.
More talented.
Gonna crush it with 65%. Give Rodriguez whatever he wants. Because you know what? You could give him more than he can handle and he'll break. So Rodriguez isn't scaring nobody. Give him 45%, sure. I invite it. Give him as much as he wants. He'll break.
Again,
Snap in half.
To Liam Cohen again. I again, not to be too extreme, but I mean ETN was kind of not left for dead, but he was kind of irrelevant for a few years, and he pretty much revitalized him and got him a contract.
Yeah,
again, that's just how good Cohen is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
but I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Hey, Hammer, real quickly, projections on Tuten. We'll be back at midnight, by the way, everybody. Please hit that thumb up and like button. Projections on Tuten. Do you believe Kruger? Kruger says 12-15, 400 receiving, 12-15 rushing, 270 carries, 12 to 15 scores. Are we feeling like that's good?
I'm going 900 rushing, 450 receiving, and I think he has 15 overall touchdowns.
Yeah, I take that too. I don't care if it's 900. It certainly could be. I think they'll use him a little more on the ground than a lot of people anticipate, but I'm fine with the divide. Like if you give me 904 or 500, like he could be 900 and 500. Like who knows?
Sure.
I mean, it's Alvin Kamara-esque workload. I'm fine with it. Fine with it. Any topics for tonight? If I don't have any news, any draft strategies you guys would be intrigued by? I tried to do the tight end early approach last night, but like maybe we try and draft a certain player. Like let's draft Tuten tonight. Like that could be the draft.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Should we toot tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was I going to think? I'll think of something because There was a player I was thinking about earlier that I thought was somewhat polarizing that we haven't.
All right. Message me.
Message
me it.
All right, I will.
All right. Thank you, Hammer.
Appreciate
the doubles, bro.
All right. Peace.
All right. Travis, any final thought?
Just that Stick Nasty just brought it up too. I was talking about it earlier. There's something going on with YouTube. If people can't see their show emojis, like half of us can't see them, half of them can. So it's something with YouTube. It's not. It's not on your end. It's not on people's phones. So don't worry about it. It'll come back.
Yeah, it should fix itself. All right, everybody, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Travis, see you at midnight. Later, bro. If you think of something for tonight, let me know. Later. All right, guys, we're out of here. Appreciate you all. Husseini, Luis, you still there? Husseini, you still there? Appreciate you. BBQ, thank you for dropping the 50 and the 20 and whatever the hell else you dropped. The $20 super chat. Luis, the 20. Husseini, the 20. Looks like pizza just got delivered. Miss Smitty ordered a pizza pie and some wings. I hear. I haven't gone out to check yet, but that's what I'm hearing on the grapevine here. On the Slack message. No, we don't have Slack. Miss Smitty, please message me on Slack when I'm working. No, she just texted me wings and pizza. That's great news. Hammer, thank you for the doubles over on Rumble, on the Rumble machine. Guys, if you haven't subscribed on Rumble, please go follow on Rumble. If you're on Rumble and you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please, those links are in the description. BBQ to the mother freaking moon. Drop your BBQ emojis on the way out the door. Hammer, appreciate you. Travis, appreciate you. Thank you to my mods, Sick Nasty, Blackbeard, Space Ricky, if he's even out there anymore. I don't know where he is. Thank you, DeBalt. Thank you, Simi. Thank you, Aldi. Who else am I missing? Simi Valley, DeBalt, Aldi, Terry Roberts, if he's out there. Doobie, if he's ever out there. Doobie Snacks. Luis says pizza party. Husseini, thank you again. I do have a couple other super chats here. Genty running back 1 this year surpasses Gibbs. Bro, I love Genty. Like, you're not pissing me off by that comment. I'll tell you that right now. I said earlier last night that there's a chance Genty ends up being number 2. I'm not trying to suggest which running back is getting bumped out. It could be injuries. It could be anything. But I do feel like Genty, like, top 2 isn't crazy. It isn't crazy talk. Hey, Smitty, I was offered Bucky Price, a 27 second, 27 third. Third for my Gibbs. What do you think? Offered Bucky Price and a 27 second and a 27 third for my Gibbs. I don't think that's even close, bro. Gibbs to the moon. Gibbs is worth double that. I don't even think I'd double that. More than double that. Don't give Gibbs up. Gibbs deserves so much more than that. It's a pizza party. BBQ's the GOAT, says Luis. Luis, thank you very much. Travis, is that you?
Yeah, that Husseini one was meant to be the bold prediction.
Oh.
I forgot to tell you. Yeah. Just want to let you know.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Makes more sense, too.
Yeah, it does.
I like that. So.
I like it. All right. Thanks, Travis.
Thanks, Smitty. Later.
Thank you, Travis, for clarifying that. BBQ, thank you. If you have a bold prediction, please let me know. You can even email it to me if you want. So let me put this bold prediction board. So many bold predictions on here now. Let's see. We got Husseini's right there. Genty, running back 1. Love to see it. That's a bold one. I like it. Tony says, yo, Tyson or Tate? Still Tyson. I think it's close, bro. I love Tate. Tate's looking good, man. His volume's secure. I think I said this before, Tony Stark. I said that Tate is safer. Or Tony Shart. Sorry, Tony Shart. Tate is safer. Tyson's riskier, but has more upside. And the upside's not that crazy different, though. So the way I look at it is Tate's 7 to 14 upside. This is like range. And Tyson's 5 to 14. So the 5 to 7, there's a 2-spot potential, but the overlap could make it to where Tyson and Tate interchange. Chat, vote Tate or Tyson on the way out the door for Tony Shart. Help Tony Shart out. Thank you very much for the question, young man. See you all at midnight Eastern. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. See you guys at midnight. Thanks again, everybody. BBQ to the moon. Luis, Hammer, Husseini. Thank you, Arrogance. Thank you, Miss Miller. Vader. Miss Vader. Overcome. Thank you, DC Dude. Thank you, Jay. Thank you all day. Husseini again. Sir Brooks. BBQ again. Husseini again. Luis again. MVM, appreciate you. Luis again. BBQ, appreciate you. BBQ dropping one final super chat. Says, bold prediction. BTJ gets traded to the Chiefs and finishes top 10. Holy moly. That one's crazy. There you go, BBQ. On the board, baby. See you all tonight at midnight Eastern. Appreciate you.